What's up, everybody? Ricky Caruth here. Welcome back to another episode of Real Coaching in Real Time. I have a really special episode for you guys today. I've actually got 4 instead of 3 agents with me today who want to come on here and just pick my brain, ask me questions, talk about whatever. And what's so cool about this show, if this is your first time watching it, is that these are all spur of the moment. I have no idea what these agents are going to ask me kind of questions. I have no idea. So that's what makes this really a really cool a cool show, cool setup. It's genuine. It's real, and that's why I call it real coaching in real time, because it's literally happening right before our eyes. There's nowhere to hide. This is totally live. So that's what's exciting about this. And you guys, from the response I've gotten, you guys love this format and this show. So I'm going to keep doing it as long as you guys love it. Please like the show, smash the like button, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you're watching this on Instagram, come to YouTube to watch the full episode here. Smash the like, hit subscribe. If you're listening to this on a podcast after the fact on iTunes, SoundCloud, Spotify, or one of those channels, give me a 5-star review and come to YouTube and subscribe there as well. I would really appreciate it, because as you guys know, and if you don't know now you do, I'm the world's first completely free real estate coach. Okay, I don't charge you a dime. There's no hidden course, hidden fee somewhere where I'm trying to make a little money off you somehow. None of that's happening over here. I'm literally just trying to bring you value and show you how I built my business, which is almost 20 years old right now. Whereas I've built my database up to a point since 2017. I haven't made a single cold call or bought a single lead, and I still continue smashing 100 deals every single year because of the data that I collected. Guys, what I've learned through my career up to this point, it's really becoming more evident nowadays, especially with the bigger corporations acquiring companies just to collect data. I mean, these companies are going in the hole every single year because they're taking the revenue and just acquiring more companies or buying more data somehow. It's like a drug they're all addicted to. You need to think of your real estate business as the same way. I'm fortunate enough to have built such a huge database that now business just flows to me, whereas I can spend time coaching you for free. And I want to spread that message pretty far and deep for you to pay attention to the big names like Apple, Amazon, Facebook, Google, Zillow, and what their behavior is and how they're becoming such incredible companies on the back of the data that they collect on a daily basis. We need to think of our businesses the same way. So I can't say this loud enough to the industry. Think of your business, right? Think of your objective every day. Think of your mission every day to be a data collector first and a real estate agent second. And through the journey of collecting as much data as you can on people in your market, you're going to close so many deals, right? So just want to make that loud and clear to you guys once again, because I think that this is the message of 2021. I think this is the main point that people really need to realize this year. As we're sitting on top of one of the toughest, not necessarily toughest, it's the tightest market I've ever seen. Not necessarily the toughest when you look at it in terms of, for me, right, listings sell in an hour. It's not hard for me because I have all the data. So therefore, the sellers are contacting me and saying, hey, I want to sell. I get the listing, it sells in an hour. So that's not hard. Why is it not hard for me? Because it comes back to the fact that I have all the data in the market. So open your eyes up to this and realize that this is where it's at in today's world. I want to introduce our agents on the show today. Let me show you guys all of them at once. Boom. Everybody can wave and tell everybody, here's our agents for today, and I'll bring them on one-on-one so they can introduce themselves. Let's start with JP.
What's up, Ricky? My name is JP Hood. I'm from Erie, Pennsylvania, the snowiest city in the United States right now.
Now, where's that at?
Erie, Pennsylvania. Erie, Pennsylvania, like one of the big lakes in between Ohio, Buffalo, Pittsburgh. I can get get to either place in about 2.5 hours, depending on traffic.
Got it. So how long you been selling? What company are you with?
So
Where can people follow you?
I've been selling for 6 months now officially. I work for an independent broker. His name is Joe Herbert Realty. I've been working for him 6 months. I just closed my 20th deal. 2.5 million in sales in 6 months. I had 5 more pending and 2 active listings right now. I've learned a lot from him, and I've learned a lot from you. Just being able to access the free YouTube stuff right in the beginning, getting in there, not knowing how much you want to spend for different coaching, coming in and finding you has definitely helped. And I've just honestly got into the whole program and just put all the stuff that I've learned from you into it, and it's just been crushing. It's just like a snowball effect. Speaking of snowy cities, but a literal snowball effect of, you know, just marketing. I do a lot of social media, all that good stuff, and it just works. Like the stuff you say just works.
Cool, man. Did you say that you closed your 20th deal and you're 6 months in?
Yeah, 20. I got my 21st deal closing tomorrow.
Okay, I can't fathom that. I'll have to talk to you in a minute. It's going to take me a second to process that.
Yeah.
Looking forward to talking to you in a minute, bro.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's bring my guy Chris out.
What's going on, Ricky?
Hey, bud. Yeah, tell everybody who you are, where you're at, how long you've been selling, and where everybody can follow you on social.
Absolutely. I am in Philadelphia. I do all the surrounding counties, Philadelphia, Montgomery, Bucks, Delaware County. Been in business, 15 years now? Since 2006. Started part-time. In 2013, I went full-time, pedal to the metal. Last year was a little rough like everybody else, but on average, been doing, sold quite a few houses over the years. Definitely follow me on Instagram, and it's real simple. It's Go To Chris Real Estate. That is hashtag Go To Chris Real Estate. That's it on Instagram. Looking forward to talking to you in a little bit, man.
Isn't Instagram like the @ symbol?
Yeah, @ hashtag, do whatever. Just follow me on Instagram. Just follow me on Instagram. That's all you got.
Follow me at hashtag Ricky Peru on all social platforms.
Yeah, whatever you can find. See, actually, the Go To Chris Real Estate is trademarked, so you can't mess with that. So that's all good.
Oh, I got you. Cool, man. Looking forward to chatting with you in a minute.
You got it, buddy.
Let's see, Dominique.
Ricky, yep. I'm Dominic Cooper. I'm 21 years young. I'm from Youngstown, Ohio. Youngstown, Ohio was just voted one of the most poorest cities in America. And one of my goals is to try to bring the comps up in the area. I'm a new real estate agent, but I'm also an investor too. I see your cold calling strategies and I use that in my area as well. But I appreciate you taking the time, letting me on your show. My Instagram is @dbcooper5 if anyone wants to give me a follow. And I'm excited. I got some good questions for you today.
Can you say how long you've been selling?
I have been an agent for about 4 or 5 months, but I've been doing my own real estate for about 5 years now.
As in like just buying and selling, flipping?
Yeah, I rent to some students on campus. My past 2 deals, we assumed some mortgages from some distressed sellers. I'm looking to try to do some more of that. And I did one flip in Philadelphia. It's actually how I got to find your content, Ricky. I don't know if you'd remember James from Philadelphia. James is a good mentor of my buddy Connor Evans, who's also my age. He's doing some properties and projects with him. So he put me onto your content, and they've been helping me out too. So done a little bit in PA, but mostly in Ohio.
Got it. Cool, man. Well, look, man, I looking forward to chatting with you in just a sec.
Awesome.
Cool. And last but not least, let's bring Haley out.
Hey, Ricky. How's it going?
Good. Tell everybody who you are, where you're at, how long you've been selling, and where people can follow you.
All right. Well, my name is Haley Palmer. I am from Mansfield, Connecticut. I am an EXP agent with the Caballo Group. And I am a fresh newbie. I mean, it's literally been like a month since I got my license. I have had 1 closing so far, but man, I am busy. It's been a wild ride so far, and I'm pretty excited to continue down this journey.
When, when did you actually get your license? What day did you become active?
Uh, I think it was like January 5th. I mean,
And
and
you've
like,
already, and you've already closed a deal?
yeah, that was
See, this is all
exciting.
like mind-blowing stuff to me. You know, this is like mind-blowing stuff to me. So cool.
Yeah.
Well, looking forward to chatting with you in just a second.
Awesome. Thank you.
Cool. Guys, if you would smash the like button for these 4 incredible agents fixing to ask me all kinds of stuff, who knows what. As I said, I have 4 instead of 3, so it's gonna be a little quicker per agent. I'm gonna try to stick to 10 minutes per agent here, so that we can make sure everybody gets plenty of time to say what they got to say. So yeah, without further ado, let's go back in the order that we introduced everyone. Let's bring JP out.
Thank you, Ricky. I realized I was talking a little bit much. I didn't get to say
No, it's good. It's
my
good.
Instagram handle or my TikTok handle or my Facebook handle. My Facebook is Meet JP Hood. TikTok is The Neighborhood. And then Instagram is I'm So Hood. I am so hood. So go give me a follow.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah. So I play off my last name a lot. You know,
Yeah,
neighborhood.
that's great. That's
Stuff
great.
like
And
that.
also, just a little side note, if you're watching this and you want to come on the show, just reach out to me on Instagram and just hit me up and let me know that you would like to be a guest on the show. That would be perfectly fine. So cool, man. What can I do to help you?
Yeah. So coming into the business, the whole goal wasn't really to even be a real estate agent. It kind of just fell on my lap. I was an investor. I still am. I own 5 properties, and my mentor, my boss now, who's the broker, I met him, and he ended up getting me to quit my full-time job and work for him. And then I just kind of learned from him and just started selling and realized, like, hey, I'm kind of good at this thing, and people kind of gravitate towards me. So I just started amping up social media, doing a lot of TikTok. I would probably say $1 million worth of real estate sales came from TikTok, like generated from there to all different platforms. So the biggest thing is, you know, selling 20 houses in 6 months, it like just kind of happened. So how do you manage your time? Like I went from being, you know, so not so busy to like, I have no time to do anything really. So question for that, since you've been doing it for so long.
Well, you have time to do something because you closed 20 deals. All right.
Yeah.
You're doing something. You got time to close deals, you know.
I got time for all that.
Listen, here's what I would say for you, bro. Do not change anything about what you're doing. Okay. Don't even try to change up anything. Do exactly what you've been doing up to this point. Just keep doing what you're doing. Like, don't even think. You don't even have to think about how to get better. There's no getting better. You closed 21 deals in your first 6 months. You're at the top. Like, you made it, bro. You made it. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, from here, of course, you want like a long, luxurious career. You want to, you know, get to a 20-year career where you've sold $1 billion in real estate. I get it. But the thing is just stay on course. Keep stay focused. Like, don't get too distracted with like other things that might help you, you know, go bigger or go faster. Trust me, what you've done is big and fast enough. What you need to be thinking about is data collection. You've got to data collect, and you have to have a database that you're hitting these people every week with something, right? You've got to build that brand. You need to think about your brand, you know, moving forward, because you don't want to be in the sales business where you just got to go out and keep selling every day. You want to get to the point where people are just calling you like crazy and you're just taking orders and closing deals, right? And so that's what you want to build. So I don't know, man. I think you could kind of coast right here and just try to focus. Like, it's one of those things like out of body experiences where you're like above yourself, watching everything going on. That's what you do. You need to go like kind of come into your zen and like come above your body and look down and say, and be like kind of like the puppeteer and say, okay, I'm going to, you know, like, people get too ahead of themselves and then they overestimate what they can do short term. And you can say, oh, I sold 21 in 6 months, so I should be able to do, you know, 81 in the second 6 months,
Yeah.
and then that's where
I agree.
people start getting into trouble. And it's like, dude, if you multiply that and just doubled that and just did 42 in your first year, that's incredible, right? So I think you need to just kind of keep it all into perspective, number one. But I mean, just to dig into the question a little bit, what are you having trouble with in terms of time management and balancing and keeping it all together and all that good stuff?
I would just say like work-life balance. I just get, I love to snowboard, being up in the state. Like I work at my local ski resort, like being able to go have fun, do certain things, but then at the same time, I want to be able to enjoy time with family, friends, my girlfriend, all that stuff. But then, I have this commitment to my clientele, and I'm out here hustling, making sure I get, everybody's needs met. And so then sometimes it's like, I can't put enough time into certain areas, and I feel bad. And I'm like, how do I, I think it'll come with time, but right now it's just like a whirlwind. It's like, so luckily everyone's been pretty good with me, like my family and stuff. They know, like I'm out here grinding, but the big thing is like, how do you manage home life balance? How do you manage friends and family? Like, all that stuff.
Are you saying that did you say you work at a ski resort?
Yeah, I'm a terrain park manager at my local mountain.
Listen to me. Can I ask you a question? If you sold 21 homes in 6 months, why are you working any other job?
It's just for fun. I do it part-time. Snowboarding is like one of my biggest passions. So it's like to go, like I just closed a deal sitting on a chairlift 2 nights ago. That was pretty cool. So it's like being able to do that stuff. It's like I've been doing it for 18 years.
What are your hours? What are your hours?
I get to make my own schedule. It's basically like just managing the employees and going when I need to. So
it sounds like to me that that's something that I don't know. I mean, okay, so I don't know what your hours are there, but what do you
about
do?
15 a week, 15 hours a week.
What are you doing at like after like 5 or 6 o'clock every day?
5 or 6, going home, always on my phone, social media, posting videos, creating TikToks, doing different stuff, hanging out with the family then.
Okay.
But you still always have your phone on you, like at any point somebody's calling.
Can you listen to me? Listen to me. Can you do all your videos and your postings and stuff before 6 o'clock?
Yeah.
Okay. Listen to me. After 6 o'clock, all that's done. You posted all your stuff. You've done all your work. And now after 6 o'clock, you don't answer your phone for clients.
Yeah.
You don't answer your phone for clients. You don't answer text messages unless it's something real important, unless it's like a deal that you're negotiating, right? Where like, we got to get the answer tonight and get the contract signed, stuff like that. Of course, listen, if I'm showing property, negotiating, writing an offer, or going to a listing appointment, I'll do that at 9 o'clock at night, any of those 4 activities, right? It's all the other stuff, like you're answering text messages and phone calls and stuff for things that aren't one of those 4 activities, right?
Yeah.
See, like all that other stuff needs to just be ignored at that time. This is where your work-life balance is going to come in. Pushing off that stuff till the next day to open up your time to spend with your family.
Okay.
You know
Have
what I
the
mean?
blinders on.
Yeah, you it's good, but you have to you can't let it take you over. You have to control it. You can't let it control you. You know what I mean? Once you start ignoring some of that stuff and pushing it off to the next day and even hours later and stuff, you'll start to feel this incredible sense of control that you have in your business. Like this and you'll feel so good that you're able to actually dictate what you're going to do when you're going to do it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So tell me before I have to go to the next person here, like how did you do $1 million of sales off TikTok?
So I started this thing called Real Estate Tip Tuesday. My boss was like, "Hey, you just need to make noise when you come into it." He's like, "Just make noise." And I was like, "Okay." So I just started posting videos where I'm like pointing at things and just like putting creative things and like giving tips on how to buy a house, how to do certain things. And I'm reposting those to Facebook, Instagram, posting them on everything. And I was doing them still doing them consistently on Tuesdays. And it started out kind of slow and like kind of people were probably thinking of it as a joke. And then next thing you know, it's like every week my friends would text me like, this is corny, but it's actually hilarious. I'm like, well, I just landed a deal off of somebody slid in my DMs and said, hey, I want to buy a house. Can you help me? So it's like just putting facts and stuff and then posting it everywhere has kind of helped.
Is your TikTok the neighborhood?
Yeah, _neighborhood.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
Yeah, I got a snowboard video on there too. Check that out.
So you're gonna just share this with the audience.
Yeah, if you see the first video, so I started my own little like my hoodie stuff. I call them hood hoodies, and I sent you one actually in the mail. It's just Meet JP Hood. I give it to every client that closes with me, and then the first video shows like us screen printing them, doing all that stuff. There's some videos of sales, just all different stuff. Like sometimes
Nice.
I call myself, yeah, just all different stuff, and I mix
Cool.
snowboarding, some comedy stuff in there, so it's fun.
You guys go check his TikTok out. It's _neighborhood_hood. _neighborhood_hood.
Yep, the neighborhood.
Cool, man. Cool. Well, good, man. That's great. That's great. I love it, man. I hope I helped you here with something.
You did. Just watching your videos and just being able to speak with you, it's like one of the coolest things. Only being 6 months in, it's like this is something that I like. I was just joking about it a couple months ago. I was like, how cool would it be to talk to Ricky Caruth, and like, bam, we're here. It's just like my whole real estate thing. It's just things just happen, and it's like you envision them. You like your mindset. You just tell yourself you're gonna do something. It's like I wanted to talk to you, and now I'm talking to you. It's the coolest thing. So I appreciate
It's a pleasure to talk to you, man. I'm really impressed. I'm really impressed by everything that you've accomplished.
One last question for you though, before you go to the next person. What's your end goal? Like what's the end result?
I'm just going to be a speaker.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll end up just on stages all over the world, just speaking here and there.
So you're going to stop selling eventually?
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably always have my hand in it to some extent, doing a little deal here, a little deal there,
Yeah.
But I really like stocks on the investment end. And there's so many things you can do with stocks these days. So many different investment funds and different things that do different stuff. It's just really fascinating to me. And I really love that world and love speaking, and I love getting out and seeing places and getting on stage and meeting people and, just sharing that energy, with other people. It's different, man. These Zoom calls are great, but, real live events, there's nothing beats them, man. The energy and being in the same room, it just does something to you, when there's an incredible speaker and they share their energy with you, it really does something to you, and you leave that event a different person, and that's what I like to do. I like to change people. I like people to leave my events different than they showed up, that I want them to feel more energized. I want them to feel motivated. I want them to feel like they learned something that they can take back to their business that will completely 180 their entire career from that point, So that's what I see, man. That's really my end goal, to be a speaker and just to continue to inspire.
Cool. Well, you definitely inspired me, and I'm super appreciative. So just want to say thank you.
No, dude, that means a lot, man. I really appreciate it.
I did mail you a hoodie, like it's coming. I wrote you a nice little letter too. So
is it? It hadn't hit me yet, right? It's not here yet.
I put it out Monday. I know it's a little warm.
Okay. I was thinking. I was like, I don't think I got the hoodie yet. So yeah, I'll be looking out for it.
You could cut the sleeves off if it's a little too warm for it, but.
Nah, dude, I'll save it for the winter time if it doesn't get cool again.
Cool.
So appreciate it, bro. Good chatting with you.
Thank you for having me on. Appreciate it.
Man. Let's get Chris back out here.
Going on.
You guys before Chris, you guys give JP, smash the heck out of that like button for this guy. Dude sold 21 properties in his first 6 months and did a lot of it through TikTok. So it's incredible, man. That's incredible. Chris,
Dude, how am I supposed to follow up on that? I mean, I might have to join TikTok now.
You can't, man. You cannot. You cannot follow up
So,
on that. It's
like, I just might as well say goodnight and I'll see you guys later.
100%. You can't.
It's all good. It's all good. I appreciate that. I actually didn't know that about TikTok, so I learned something new today. Might have to sign up on that. Real quick, I had a couple quick questions. Actually, one was on social media, but before that, so I'm an avid cold call. I'm calling every morning, Monday through Friday, 12 to 15, 16 hours a week. Once you start making tons of calls, I've noticed, you get a lot of follow-up calls. And then when you look at, your CRM, the follow-up calls, you have a lot of tasks in there. What do you think is more important, calling new business or doing follow-ups?
Well, it depends on the follow-up, There's the old saying that the fortune's in the follow-up, right?
Right. Follow-up.
I call BS.
Really?
Oh, dude, I call BS all day long because the way that I figure it is that when I look back over my career and I'm thinking about, the deals that happened and all the follow-up work I did and everything that I did to procure certain deal. Like when I look back over it and think back through all the details,
right.
What I've really come to find out is that the follow-up is not really a follow-up. The follow-up is more of a relationship extender, right? It's to go a little, right. It's to go a little deeper with that relationship, right? Just let them know you're here, kind of thing. And as far as like following up, like to follow up to try to see if they're going to do something kind of thing. For me, what I've found is that like the people that are going to do business, they don't need following up with. They've already decided they're going to do it. And the ones that decided they're going to do it with you, they've already made that decision. Like they're going to do the deal and they're going to do it with you.
Right.
And the ones that aren't going to do a deal, there's no need in following up with those guys anyway. So it brings me to the conclusion of why do I follow up?
Gotcha.
Right.
Right.
So that's my big epiphany, right? That's my big like thing that came to me. But let me continue. I'm not saying don't follow up. I'm saying that a lot of us are following up too much with a too big of an audience to follow. Like they're trying to follow up with everybody when really they need to focus on maybe the top, 3, 4, 5, 10 people to follow up with.
Right.
I think we're following up with I think we're spending too much time following up with too many people when sure it's good to follow up as more of a relationship extender than anything.
Right.
Check on people, make sure they're good, make sure they got the email, make sure they got the text message, whatever it is. But I think we're like focusing and spending way too much time as an industry on that part of the business because we've been programmed, because we've been told fortune's in the follow-up.
Right. Follow up.
Yeah.
So do you think that, I mean, so in other words, what you're saying is there's a huge trap there. In other words, when you're talking to people and they say, call me back in 6 months, and I usually call back in 4 months, like whatever they tell me, I cut it in half basically.
Yeah.
So then it becomes a trap of next thing you know, you have like 115 calls, people you got to follow up with, and then you fall into the trap of spending 3 days following up with these guys because the follow-up calls are usually longer conversations.
Here's the thing. When you get to that point, like when you're a new agent and you don't have that much to follow up on, great, right? Great.
Right.
But when it snowballs into something that takes, 3 days, then it's time to really narrow that list down and let the people because let's face it, most of the people that tell you they want to sell in 6 months, they're just trying to get you off the phone. Most of them. But that brings up an entirely different subject. It's like, okay, well, if you want to sell in 6 months, what's going on in 6 months?
Right. Get that why question of, why 6 months?
Well, I'm trying to collect data. Like I want more data. Like tell me more. 6 months. What's going on in 6 months? What's happening in 6 months that's causing you to want to tell me you want to sell in 6 months? Like that's a very specific. Okay, 6 months. Okay, you tell me. Wait a minute. It's it's January 1. Or you're telling me 6 months from now on the first of the month, and you're going to sell on that day. It's very specific. I think I'll sell in 6 months. 6 months and 3 days from now. It's like, what is going on that day?
Why that specific timeline?
Yeah, what's going on in 6 months? It's making me that's making you make this decision. So it kind of makes me wonder, and I always want to go deeper with the conversation, okay, cool. Like, because I don't even know how to follow up, but they just say, I want to sell in 6 months, call me back kind of thing. And I say,
Right.
okay.
But why?
I don't really know why. I don't even know how I'm supposed to follow up because I have no idea what the game plan really is.
Right.
Because I didn't even ask any more questions.
So and that brings it back, and I'll give you a little high five on that, because that brings it back to the relationships over transactions. Because too many times, especially when you're new, you would just want to get through the phone calls. So it's like, okay, I'll call you back in 6 months, but you don't follow up and say, like you talked about, like, hey, why 6 months? Why in 3 months? What's happening? And that, to me, brings it back to the relationship over the transaction, because you're actually showing that person, hey, I care why is it 6 months? And I'm actually genuinely interested. Why is it 6 months or 3 months or whatever? So I like that. Real quick, the other question I had too was, and I noticed it actually goes off of JP a little bit. He talks about TikTok and all that. Do you think with the younger generation coming through, do you think cold calling is just kind of disappearing, and we're going to do more and more just focusing on social media, TikTok, Instagram, the whole 9 yards?
Listen, here's the thing. No matter what direction you go in with lead generation, it's always going to come back to the phone, right? So everybody's heard me say that a million times.
Right.
So for me, I want to be in a position where I don't really care who I'm calling, right? The common denominator across all transactions is conversation. That's the common denominator. I don't care where you get the leads or what happened, but until you actually talk to them voice to voice, there's not going to be the next step of a transaction, right? Which is an appointment or a showing or this or that or whatever. Not going to happen unless there's some kind of verbal communication. So that verbal communication is the common denominator. So in my world, like, I want to wake up. I want to hit my morning routine. I want to organize my day and answer my emails between 8 and 8:30, 8:30 to 9. I want to organize who I'm calling today.
Yeah.
Maybe it's internet leads. Maybe it's leads I got from Facebook. Maybe it's, or maybe it's circle prospecting, or maybe it's expireds or for sale. I don't know who you're calling. I really don't care who you're calling, but I want you on the phone between 9 and 12 every morning.
Love it.
Right?
Yeah.
9 to 12. I don't care who you're calling. Right. And then lunch, right? And then the rest of the day, digital marketing, right? Doing your weekly email, creating your content, making your videos, posting, answering DMs, DMing everybody in your area. How are you doing? All those things that you want to do on social, working on your website, doing your SEO, whatever you're doing digitally, all in the afternoon.
Gotcha.
Right. Reserve the whole afternoon. Because after lunch, you guys don't realize it, but you become mentally fatigued at some extent. You're not as on top of your game as you are in the morning. Most people anyway, whether you want to admit it or not. And then 9 to 12 is really, you need to knock out those calls, whatever they're going to be, and get those conversations going. Stir the pot, get something going. Let's get some business happening here, guys.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the day, digital, crush digital, make digital, just completely annihilate digital, right?
Yeah.
That's where I am on it. Like, when you combine voice to voice and verbal and digital, when you combine the two, too many people are doing one or the other.
Right.
They're just doing the calls, or they're just doing digital, but they're not really combining. If you're using digital to get to the voice to voice and the verbal communication, look how dangerous you could be. If people see you online, they love you there, and then you're not scared to just call them up and say, "How are you doing?" And they feel that friendliness exuding out of you. Yeah. They're like, "Wow, I can do some business. This is a really nice individual. That's a hard work. I'm ready to do some business."
Right.
That's when you see these agents of today that are on social doing really well, when they combine the fact they know when to call the people. Like, it comes time to call them at some point.
Exactly.
And too many people are trying to just do the whole deal digitally, never talk to them, whatever. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think when you combine the two, that's when you become a very, very dangerous individual in the sales game.
I agree. Real quick, also, don't forget to hit the like button and go to Chris Real Estate Instagram.
No, it's hashtag.
It's hashtag.
Follow him at hashtag go to Chris Real Estate, guys. Okay.
Hit me up.
Don't use the @ symbol. It's just a hashtag.
Do whatever you got to do. Just look me up.
Cool, man. Good chatting with you, brother.
Always, brother.
Yeah. Dominique.
Hey, thanks, Rick. So my question, along similar lines of that, but I watch your videos for doing cold calls, and I'm big into trying to do cold calls. The last 2 properties that we section 2'd, we got from just word of mouth, knowing people were actually seeing a moving truck in front of their yard and just going and knocking on their door. If we could get in front of their face, we're approachable. It's like, that's the end goal. But when I start doing cold calls, the last 500 calls I've done, felt like I was getting rushed a little bit. People don't always want to be on the phone being asked those questions always. I wanted to know what your opinion was on trying to integrate towards cold texting. If I could mass shoot out a message to 500 people and then try to call the people that answer back, because I notice I'm wasting so much time when 4 of the numbers for every 5 don't work, and then that person might not answer, or they're going to be pissed off. Or what's your opinion on that?
Well, and you're saying cold text? I would never ever cold text someone, right?
Okay.
Cold texting. Here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. Here's the big difference. Okay. Cold calling and the DNC list, no one's ever been fined. Why? Because it's such a gray area. Okay. It's such a gray area. Cold calling is such a gray area. It's like, there's so much going on there. There's so many loopholes with that. No one's ever been fined. Okay. It's literally a mirage. Okay. It's a mirage, right? It's almost like a hoax. But when you get into the cold texting game, now that's something that is concrete. There's no gray area. They can show the text right there. This is what was text. You can. Now, I need to look this up and see if anyone's been. I've heard of some people getting in trouble on the cold texting side of the game, right?
Okay.
And so just from a legal standpoint, I stand really, really firm on not cold texting. Plus, I think that cold texting also, even if it wasn't something that I thought might be, that you don't want to do legally, I feel like it's a cop out. It's a cop out to say, oh, cold calling doesn't work, so I'm going to text instead. It's just a cop out against the fact that you aren't good at communicating, and you're not willing to put the work in to get better. It's like you're giving up before you even try to get better. You don't want to put that work in. It's kind of like taking a step backwards, right? Because you went into it and you said, okay, I'm going to cold call. And you're like, whoa, wait a minute. This looks like it's going to be way too much work. Let me just take a step back and let's just stay out here on the edge and let's just cold text.
Yeah.
When in reality, until you get your verbal communication down, you're not going to be a great agent. A great agent, you might be a good agent, but you're not going to be a great agent until now. I'm not talking about cold verbal, right?
Yeah.
Like this translates into like sphere of influence. This translates into referrals and internet leads that you get. The way that you communicate with one person is how you communicate with everybody. So it turns into a game of just learning how to communicate with people. And the people that you act like don't want to be on the phone and don't want to be asked these questions, it's not that they don't. If they didn't have time to be on the phone, then they wouldn't have answered the phone. You understand?
Yeah.
They're giving you that opportunity to show them who you are, and you're blowing it. And you think it's them. You think they are the ones that are too busy and stuff. But really, the fact is that it's you. You didn't make them feel comfortable enough to act interested in continuing the conversation. See what I'm saying? Once you come to the realization, it's one of those things like, the first step to recovery is to admit you have a problem. Like you have to understand that this is something like personal to you. Like this is a personal problem that you have to fix in the means of, number one, realizing it, that it's you. You got to work on your communication skills. And then when you step up on the phone and you realize it's you, every time you have a bad call, you can say, okay, what could have I done differently there to try to help them feel comfortable with me? Because that's where the problem was. It's not that they were just mean people. They're just that, it's not, everybody I call is mean. That's because you're bringing that side out of them. And there's a nice side to them that could come out if you understood, you know, and you grew that side of your game. So that's what I want you to realize first, is that this is a problem with how you're communicating, not that you're calling mean people or people that are busy and stuff.
Well, no, I like that. And I think another issue I have with that is whenever I'm taking a lead we buy as a real estate agent, it goes smoothly. They're looking for the property. I'm just trying to be their agent. But whenever I blur the line and try to become an investor, I have an issue knowing which pants to wear, whether to be an investor or to be the agent to distressed sellers, and how to deal with distressed sellers.
So you're wondering where to draw the line with actually like buying a property and being a real estate agent?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's agents that kind of run the gamut on this. I know several agents, you know, they're like, listen, you know, that we can go one of three ways here, Mr. Seller. You know, I can give you a cash offer right now for this, you know, or you can sell it for retail for this as is, or you can fix it up and sell it for this price, you know? So which way do you want to go? You know, I'll buy it right now for this. I got to make an investment on my dollar and I'll take it off your hands right now. Or we can retail it as is for this price, or you can fix it up and we can sell it for X, you know? So you can actually use that and kind of give them options.
Yeah.
Right? You can give them options and say, we can go this direction or that direction, you know, your choice kind of thing. You know, does that make sense?
Yeah, I like that a lot better.
Yeah. Yeah. So that way you don't have to wear one or the other. You don't have to wear one. You don't have to be an investor or an agent. You can be both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I like that because I was having some issues with trying to get my own properties, but sometimes they want top dollar. So having that conversation, being their agent, being open. But I do like that though. But also on the side of taking 500 cold phone calls and not having one of them go through, is that normal to go through that many calls? Am I doing bad numbers, or you think it's just all about the way I'm approaching myself?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. No, it is, man. Like I would have to look at your entire situation.
Yeah.
The average across the industry, okay. Like you talking about are you using Red X Geo leads?
No, using props.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's the number one problem. Okay.
Okay.
Right. Where you get your data has a lot to do with it. Okay. And this is why I preach Red X Geo leads. Okay. This is why I preach Red X Geo leads. It's the best data that I've found. So that's one. Okay. And if you go to zerododiamond.com, there's the $150, you know, discount link. Okay. So that's first and foremost. But the average there is going to be 10% pickup rate. So when you call 500, 50 you're going to pick up. Okay. So then you got 50 people to work with during those 500 calls. You understand?
Yeah.
Now, some days you might have 60 pickups, some days you might have 40, but you're going to average after you've made thousands of calls, you're going to see that you got a pickup rate of 10%. I've dealt with agents all over the country. I've dealt with agents, you know, making thousands of calls and hundreds of calls. I've dealt with, trust me, tons of agents. And I'm telling you, it's a 10% average pickup rate.
Okay. I like that. And you're always doing calls in-house yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. Because I want to build the relationships.
Yeah.
I want to be the one that talks to them and gives them that great first impression.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not trying to get out of the work. I'm trying to run towards the work. Right. I want to run towards where's work at? Okay. Get, you know, blue 32. Like, where's the work? You know, give me the work. You know what I mean? Don't show me a way I can get out of work, because then I'm going to show you somebody that is not successful.
Yeah.
Right. I want to see the workers. So with Red X, you want to get geo leads, you want to get expireds. On the expireds, you want to go back 2 years and just get that entire list and have that ready where you can always sit down and call unlimited amounts, and then get the storm dialers. So you can automatically dial these numbers, you know, and just sit there, you know, 9 to 12, make calls.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Okay, I appreciate that. I'm gonna check that out.
Cool. Yeah, man. No doubt, man. No doubt. Cool. Well, I think I got y'all squared away, huh?
Forgot Haley.
No. I got you squared away.
Yeah, I'm cool.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
good. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Cool, man. Good chatting with you, bro.
Thanks, Ricky.
Yep. Y'all give Dominique a nice thumbs up. Smash the like button. Where are we at on that anyway? 80? Come on, guys. We need 20 more to hit 100. I know we can get there in the next 3.7 seconds. Haley.
I'm still here, Dominic. Don't worry. Hey, Ricky, what's going on?
Oh, not much. Not much. What can I do to help you?
So like I said, I'm like a totally new agent. I am following the 90-day action plan to like the T. I am unbelievably busy, though I haven't closed more than one deal yet, but I know that I'm just planting the seeds. But something that I recently did that I thought was pretty cool was I organized a massive donation with the Caballo group. We donated 200 blankets to the YWCA. So my question for you is, how important do you think it is to get involved in your community in ways like that, other than just connecting directly with people?
Well, that's a great question. I never really did do too much of the community stuff, to be honest with you. I felt like my contribution to the community was using my, my business and my career as a vehicle to help people, and help people have smooth transactions. And I kind of put all my effort into that, with the feelings that now I've donated a lot of money to charities. Like I donate like crazy. But as far as volunteering my time and getting into that side of it and joining this and doing that, I never did do that. But I don't think it's a bad thing at all. And I know agents that build their whole career off stuff like that. I also know agents who do a lot of that, who are very low producers as well. Right. So it depends on how you handle it. It depends on how you capitalize on it, So if you're just doing it to do it, and then you just kind of, you're just kind of there, but you don't really try to, talk to the people about real estate, or let them know you're in real estate, or collect their data, or use this as a data collection tool, then yeah, I mean, it could be a total loss for you in terms of growing your business. It may be great for you in terms of making yourself feel better and doing something great for the community, which is always great too.
Mm.
But as far as, your business is concerned, we need data, right? We need data. We need people to know who we are. We need to know people who know we're in real estate and we're here to help.
So always bringing it full circle.
Yep.
Right back.
Yep. Right back.
Cool. I like that. And then I had one more question for you that I keep running into this issue. I get to the point where I go and I have a listing appointment and they're really excited. I'm really excited. I've explained everything as thoroughly as I can. But let's be honest, there's a lot of agents out there that don't necessarily follow the rules, if you will. So I keep running into the issue where as soon as I present a representation agreement, sometimes they like back out. They get kind of really afraid of it. Even if that's just to go do a showing. How do you better convey the representation agreement that's not going to like freak out the client?
And you're talking about buyers?
Yeah. Or even like I shouldn't say listing agreements, more buyers.
I've never in my life ever had a buyer sign a agency agreement.
Ever? Okay.
They always sign the agreement, like with the offer or, with the package of paperwork, once the deal's done, kind of deal for me.
Mm-hmm.
Never have I ever had a buyer sign one before we went to go see property, ever. Never even asked, never even tried, ever. So I've never done that, because of the exact reason that you just said. Okay. It causes friction. It causes awkwardness. It's like, would you want me to sign something? Then there's like all this, it's like a document that's all this print. It's like, oh, I have to read this to see what the heck I'm signing. And then why are you making me sign this? And, it just creates this situation where now they feel like you don't trust them. It's like, oh, I'll show you property if you sign this stuff. And the thing is that document, sure, I've heard stories of people taking buyers to court or something and winning and getting there. But what is that worth? If somebody doesn't want to do business with me, by all means, please go do business with someone else, right? Please let me go spend my time on people who value what I do and how hard I'm going to work. Please let me go help other people that, value what I do. I'm not trying to lock anybody in. If somebody wants to do business with me, great. If they don't, that's fine too. right? I'm going to help as many people as I can help. I'm a genuine person. I work hard. I'm honest. I'm dependable. You're not going to find too many people like us. That's how you are too. You're not going to find too many people like us. Okay. I can promise you, dependable, hardworking, honest, knowledgeable. You're not going to find too many people like us. So if they think they can go find somebody better, or they want to, or they see a better deal somewhere else, by all means. And it's going to happen. Here's the thing. It doesn't matter if they sign that document or not. If they want to go use somebody else, they're going to go use somebody else.
Yeah.
I've seen that time and time again. The document doesn't mean anything. So yeah, I mean,
Right. So
I
throw
think
it out the window, basically.
I think it's a relationship killer, because it basically
That's how I was feeling about it, but I was feeling like it was so necessary that I gave them this agreement, that I was like, you got to sign this because I'm new.
I'm 100% against it, because it's like we're starting out the relationship on the wrong foot based on we're only friends because you're signing this piece of paper. Why can't we just be friends because we want to be friends and we like each other, and I want to, go show you houses. Like, I don't care if you, I don't care if people go, listen, I expect absolutely zero out of, I go on a listing appointments not expecting to get the listing. What I expect when I walk into a listing appointment is that I want to know why they're selling. That's all I expect, is to find out why they're selling and try to figure out how I can help them. I'm not looking for the listing agreement or to try to get it listed. If that's what I feel like is going to help them the most, and we're getting along great, and we put a plan in place, and listing the property is the next step in the process to help them get what they want, then great, let's do it. If they want me to be the agent, let's go. But that's not my main mission when I go to a listing appointment. My main mission is to listen to them about why they're trying to do what they're trying to do and help them do it. Same thing with the buyer. I want to know what's going on. Why are you looking to buy? Let me hear the whole story, so that then we can figure out what the next step is. I'm not really big on getting people pre-approved, right? I'm not big on getting people pre-approved unless that's what the storyline tells me that we need to do as the next step. It's like, I really, me and my family, the lease is going to be up in 3 months. So we need to find a place quick. And we need, like, it, like certain situations, I'm like, well, we need to get you pre-approved. So since this is a do or die, we need to do it now. We need to know exactly how much you can afford right this second, so that we can make sure we're looking at the right houses and get you in the right house as quick as possible. You know what I mean? But if they come to me and they're like, oh, we're just kind of looking, we're not ready for 6 months, we just want to go look at a few things. Hey, cool. I don't care what we go look at, whatever you want to look at. I'm not going to try to make you go get pre-approved before we go look. You just told me you're not going to buy for 6 months. You never know what people's real motives are. They may be looking to buy now, not wanting to tell you. You just kind of go with the flow. You let people do deals on their terms. When you let people do deals on their terms, they love you. That's what happens. They fall in love with you as a real estate agent.
Do you think that even in this market right now, because we're literally seeing houses that are going up and they're sold in like a day or two. It's outrageous. You still think that they don't need the pre-qual going into looking at houses like that we know are just going to fly off the market?
It depends on the buyer. Like I just said, if the buyer tells me that they need a house today, right, and their finances are tight, yeah, let's find out exactly what you can get approved for. It just, yes. The answer is yes. It depends on the situation.
Okay.
Every situation is different, so I want to know everything about the buyer situation and what they're really trying to do, so that I can then decide what our next step is as the professional, right? I'm the professional, right? They've come to me for assistance to consult them through this and navigate this journey that they're fixing to go on to buy a piece of property. I'm the consultant. So I need to know everything. It's like a doctor, right? When you go in for a surgery, they want to do x-rays and blood work and all this stuff because they want to know everything about what's going on with you before they decide what kind of surgery we're going to do and how we're going to do it. It's the same thing. It's the same thing as them coming in, and the buyer's basically giving me blood work and me doing x-rays and all these tests to learn exactly what's going on in there, so that I can assess the situation and figure out exactly how we need to approach it. You know what I mean? And then we go from there. Maybe it's to get pre-approved. Maybe it's to do this, man. I don't know. It just kind of depends. Every situation is different. That's why most coaching programs will give you this cookie cutter system, this cookie cutter, this is exactly how you do it every single time, every single prospect. It's like, how can that even be when every prospect situation is completely different? it's like a fingerprint. It's like no two situations are the same, and you have to dissect each one of them, individually, and you have to custom build exactly how you're going to approach it to help them the most efficiently.
Cool. Thank you. And thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Where can everybody find you again?
You can find me on Facebook at Haley Palmer, and my Instagram is at Haley Palmer _92.
Awesome. Awesome. Good chatting with you. Nice questions. Nice questions. Cool. Cool. Let me see. I'll just bring everybody back out for just a second. There's everybody. Hello. Thank you guys for coming on, man. I really enjoyed this one. A lot of really good questions. I know everybody probably enjoyed. Hey, there we go. The big girl. The big girl. How you doing? Hey. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah. So again, guys, thanks for coming on. Everybody watching, thank you so much. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what in the world I can do for you. I'll be gone next week, but the week after we'll start back on Tuesday with some live calls. I've got a really incredible guest for that. Also, announcement, we've got Grant Cardone coming on the podcast sometime this month or next in March or April. Still trying to nail a date down. So that's exciting. And yeah, just really excited about the direction that everything is going in right now. And I appreciate all you guys so much. And we'll talk to you soon.